So like when you're talking to these, businesses, agencies, whatever, how much are you guys focusing on like their team and like the actual like people that they're hiring and like making sure that they're hiring the right people? Because like obviously that's all we do every day, but I'm also not building people's businesses.
Dude,
they're coming to me
for a specific problem.
I'm like, yo, let me help you find someone, but I'm not here to
So most people hear the word operations and they think of one, maybe two things. They think of systems and SOPs and all of that. They think of data. Maybe data infrastructure, right? Our core audit has 6 core pillars. I think all of these things are operations, right? So yes, we have systems and data. We also have communication and like meetings and information flow. We have strategic vision and alignment. We have leadership. So we look at the CEO, we look at the C-suite, and we look at the leadership in that business, and then it's team, right? All of these things are things that could contribute to you growing slower, being stuck in the weeds, not achieving your goals. Any one of these things, if it's broken, you're not gonna fucking get there, right? So operations is so much more than just SOPs, right? We're looking at how the technical systems interact with the human systems and how the humans interact with each other to make sure that all of that is running as quickly and efficiently as possible.
I love it. So we spent about 40 minutes talking about this, and I told myself, I was like, I don't want this to be an entire business talk. I want this to also be a little bit of like, catch up and whatever else. So obviously you love hiking and being in the mountains and things like that. So when you're traveling and your business is automated, how do you pick a place to go? Like, what is your, like, do you just, I'm like, do I just go somewhere? Where do
I pick?
Yeah, because you go to the most random places in the world. It's never like, I'm in Rio. It's like, I'm somewhere in Montana. I'm like, who goes there?
A lot of it is like experience driven, right? So like I wind up in the craziest places because there's something really exceptional and unique and rare, and I want to go do it. Like I'm gonna go to Peru in April. Oh wow! But I'm not hiking Machu Picchu. I'm doing a trek, but I'm not hiking Machu Picchu
at all.
No, because I mean maybe I'll like drive up there or something, check it out. But got it. For me, it's about people. Kind of hate people. Like if I'm out in nature, I don't want to be around people.
And Machu Picchu is super touristy.
It's the most, right? So I'm going to go on some trail that nobody's ever heard of through the same scenery, but it doesn't end at Machu Picchu, so nobody's on it. Perfect, right? So I think I wind up in these kind of out of the way places because I'm specifically optimizing for being alone and by myself or with my crew, and that takes you to some far-reaching corners.
By the way, when she means she hates people, she hates gringos that ruin fun experiences and overpopulation of tourists.
Yes, exactly.
So then you're traveling, you're hiking, you're camping stuff. Jhana's like the one person I'm like, I think we were planning like a camping trip, and I was like, I'm only going for glamping. And you're like, I'm not glamping. No. You're like, I got to like tent and like fire and all that stuff. It's super old school, and it's like, do you bring your laptop with you, like, or? Sometimes.
So like I've found I don't believe in work-life balance. I believe in work-life harmony, right? Balance is either or. Balance is I need more of this to counteract some of this. I like work-life harmony. These are 2 beautiful, rich pillars of my life, and when I combine them, they actually create something that is bigger than the sum of the parts, right? And so like sometimes I take my computer on a camping trip because looking out at the most insane landscape is where I get my best ideas, and that's where I can do some amazing thinking about the business. I, take off every single Friday. I have no meetings on Fridays, and half of those Fridays I go hiking, right? And so, I have hardcore recreation friends who don't fucking understand why I'm on my computer at a camping trip. At all. And I have entrepreneur friends who are like, how the fuck do you take so much time off? And why? And why do you, right? So for me, it's not about like one is better than the other. I find the most richness in my life when I combine the two.
And you need to know what I think is important is like, you don't tell people to do this.
No.
You're like, you understand like, this is you.
Yep.
I think 100%. Other people would suffer hiking, and
100%. They would fucking hate living in a van for 2.5 years, right?
Goodness gracious. Yes, we'll come back to that in a second.
100%. The point of the work that I do with my clients isn't to grow them the biggest business possible. It's not to grow the business the right way. It is to grow the version of the business that helps them achieve their definition of success, whatever that is.
Wow.
If you want to work 80-hour weeks, fuck yeah. We're going to take that into account. We're going to help you make that as maximum impact and efficacy. If you want to take a month off to be with your family, we're going to help you do that, right? I don't believe that there's a right answer. I don't believe that my life should be your life, right? I believe everybody has the responsibility to choose what success looks like for them, and then they have the responsibility to build a business that will serve as a vehicle to do that.
do you guys focus on like a revenue number, or more like what is your lifestyle? Like what do you want? Like how do
we do both.
Okay.
So when we sit down on a launch call with our clients, I'm asking about their goals for the business, and then I'm asking about their goals for themselves. What hats do you not want to be wearing 12 months from now? How much time do you want to be working or not working? How much flexibility do you want to have? What do you want your day-to-day to look like? What are the things you want to have taken off of your plate? What do you want your team to feel like? Right? We're trying to get an ideal picture of a week in the life, in their life 12 months from now. And then that's the version of the business that we're going to map out a roadmap to get them to.
I love that. So it's more like focusing on the business, focusing on the person, because obviously it's a combo of the two.
Yep.
So that's very cool. And I think that obviously helps, because I'm sure you're talking to people, because I feel like, this is going to sound weird, I feel like I'm like a version of like Joel and Marcos in a sense, where I see the importance of making money and creating a brand, but also to see of like the importance of net life. That was Marcos was one of the biggest things, like net life or net worth. And I feel like I'm a mix, because like I do like growing a brand, I do like working, but I also really want to be free, and I also want to achieve freedom. And I think some people like a lot of that, and some people like a little bit of that.
It's that work-life harmony, dude, because what I mostly see is that people want both. I think you're not alone in that, but what they do is that they put it next to each other on the timeline. So they say, first I'm going to grind. First I'm going to work. First I'm going to build my business. Then I'm going to be free. Bro,
that's crazy.
Why?
That's crazy.
When you could do both. Like you can do that if you want that, but you have the option not to.
Correct.
You're just not learning the things that you need to learn in order 100%. To optimize for both.
It's literally like the people that are still cold calling to get clients today.
It's like you could.
You could.
It works.
Yeah, you
but
go
why
for it.
would you?
Yeah, like why not do paid ads or
like literally
like
anything else.
Literally.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that's interesting. So, all right, off of business.
Okay.
Back to personal.
Top three. What was it? Top three places
you've been to. Top 3 places you want to go to.
Okay, top 3 places I've been. Iceland. Holy
shit. That sounds awesome.
Backpacking in Iceland.
Epic.
Whoa.
Epic.
Okay. The Grand Canyon.
Of course.
But like whitewater rafting it. Like that's.
I didn't even know there was water there. I don't know. I'm crazy.
Dude, how do you think the canyon got there?
I've never been there.
How do you think the canyon got there?
It's a long
what
story.
carved the canyon?
Dinosaurs.
Okay.
All right,
being in there for like 3 weeks in a row, amazing. I think Chile is just like the most remarkable country in terms of just like sheer diversity of ecosystem.
I have never heard anyone say that. That's why I asked you that question, because I knew you were going to give me one. I've heard Iceland, Grand Canyon, in the U.S. But Chile. And you're not talking about Santiago, I'm assuming.
No.
You're talking about like the south.
Yeah, like the Atacama Desert in the north and Patagonia in the south. Like you get the most extreme ecosystems in a single country. It's amazing.
So 3 places that you haven't been to yet that you need to go.
Croatia.
Okay, like
definitely.
That.
Europe is really calling my name right now.
Wow.
No freaking idea where I'm going to go.
Which is really interesting, because you don't strike me as a European girl.
I know, as a South America chick.
Yeah,
I spent all my time down here.
I guess you're going more like to Eastern Europe, I guess, and the mountains and like the.
Yeah, I got EU citizenship. I got dual citizenship locked in. It's a long story. I'll tell you at dinner.
Okay.
But that just happened. So like now Europe is on my radar.
Okay, that's huge.
And I have literally no fucking idea where I want to go. I'm gonna just go.
Yes.
This is like you asked how I travel.
Yes. Just
pick a region
and just go.
And just go. That's it.
How many people do you talk to that are business owners and that are like, I don't know how to travel, like they don't know how to travel, but they built a business, but they just haven't like left their hometown. Or like the US, let's just say the US.
For sure.
That, you know, 30% of Americans only have their passport, 30 or 40%.
Dude, that's so wild.
That's so sad.
Wild.
That's so sad.
Well, here's the thing, like, I genuinely believe, I tell my team this all the time, right? Because like as much as I travel, I push my team to travel that much as well. Travel makes you a better human being. There is just no other way to put it. You come into contact with more perspectives, more cultures, more ways of being, more ways of living. Travel gave me such a huge permission slip to realize that my life could look any freaking way that I wanted to. Because I traveled and I saw so many people living beautiful lives in so many different ways. And I was like, cool, so I don't have to do anything. I don't have to do anything. I could burn my business down tomorrow and go set up an olive farm in Greece. I know an amazing olive farmer in Greece, and he's the nicest guy, and he has a beautiful life, right?
I love that.
That would totally, that's a definition of success. And so when you're just myopic, when you're in your own world, surrounded by people who do the same things that you do and think the same way you do, you're just limiting yourself. That's it. You're limiting yourself and what your life could be, because you need exposure to recognize that there's more out there that's possible.
And I know we didn't really talk about your story, but Jhana is from one of the most epic places in the world, in my opinion. In the U.S., I'm thinking not the world, but in the U.S., nice Boulder is the shit. I love it. I miss it. I haven't been there in like many years now, especially the summers there. So I feel like every time you travel.
Standards are really high.
Yes, I was gonna say the standards are so high.
Dude,
it's literally how I feel about Medellin. Because every time I leave Medellin, I've been to 10 countries in the last couple of years. You know, I went to Turkey and then back to Israel and Mexico, Aruba. They're great, but like every time, this is my comparison.
I know.
I leave this. This is what I have to leave to that. But the thing, what someone told me is like, you cannot compare literally an apple to an orange. Like that is like, you cannot do that. And you have to go.
They're amazing in different ways.
100%, 100%. And I think it makes you a better person. I think it's like, if you look at civilization where we come from, we used to travel all the time.
Yep.
It's very recent over the last 100 years where people just build a house and they're stuck and they build a family and then they don't travel outside. I feel like it's very, especially in the last like decade, it's been like super stuck. And
well, dude, and I'm going to reflect this back to you for a moment because you were telling me this before the interview that like, we had to force you to come down here.
100%.
Right? Like 100%. We introduced you to Medellin.
Yes.
So talk to me about that. Like if you didn't have an influence in your life that had been like, you need to get out of the United States, would you have been that person?
Now, I'm going to take it one step further. I had zero intention of coming to Latin America. Maybe Mexico.
Sure.
Zero zinch. I wanted to go to Europe, Asia, and even Africa.
Sure.
Before I went to come to Latin America. Only because of the stereotypes I hear about here. Dangerous, narcos, yada, yada. And when I came here, and then we got stuck. And then I'm like, okay, this is so ironic, but something is like calling my name to come back here. And then when I came back the second, third time, it opened my eyes to where I'm like, dude, San Diego is incredible. It's my favorite city in the US. However, the cost of living there to where I'm paying here, we talked about this earlier, it's like literally 4 to 5 times more expensive to live there than my lifestyle here. And I think it's like the one thing that, you have shown me is being able to travel, but before, my respect for you has grown immensely in the last couple of years because you've grown a business. You too. The thing is, when you work, I feel like it's a lot easier to travel when you work for someone because you have a set schedule.
Sure.
When you run a fucking business and you have a team and you're still traveling and now you're telling me you're taking months off, I'm like, yo, I'm doing something wrong. Because I've taken time off and I know there's something that I can do more of, but like it's special. And like, how do you tell a person, like your team?
Yeah.
Hey, you need to try. Like, how do you have that conversation with them when they have not left their hometown? That's like,
I build it into, like, I onboarded a new team member literally today, and in our onboarding deck, we talk about our travel and work policy.
Wow.
I share stories about how I've traveled. I share stories about how our team has traveled, right?
I like that.
I break, when somebody steps into a culture, they're highly moldable. They're like,
especially like, they're right fit. Like,
100%. And they're trying to learn the rules of this game.
Yeah.
Like, who is this tribe? Who are these people? How do they show up? So on day one, if you just tell them, here's how we show up. Here's how your colleagues are showing up. Here's how I'm showing up. They're like, well, I guess that's how I'll show up, right?
Yeah.
So you're setting the expectation from day one that not only is this something that's allowed, it's something that is encouraged. Because I genuinely believe, like this is the same reason we have a remote team. Like I genuinely believe my team is better for having different cultural perspectives, for having diverse opinions, backgrounds, ethnicities, demographics, religions. Like I actually think it makes us better, and I think travel is a way of capturing a little piece of that.
So you and I are both building remote teams, so we're gonna go a little bit back to business a little bit. And we're both friends with Eddie, someone I respect a lot. He's one of the people that believed in me. I've known him for almost 10 years. He's a good friend, and he's someone that I look up to genuinely.
Yeah.
But he has a team in person, like his main team. Even though right now, we're actually helping him with some editors, but his core team is in person.
Yep.
Did you have a conversation with him about like, and not just him, but in general? Do you have conversations with people that have a team in person that just don't believe in the remote work the way we do?
Yeah.
What's that like?
I think the biggest belief around it is like I'll try and capture it because it confuses me so much that I don't even understand it. But it's like that there are better people in the US.
Yeah.
So we encounter this a lot because we do recruitment, right? So we're hiring operators for our clients. We ask them, hey, do you want us to look internationally? And we can do that for you. And maybe 30, 40% of them have some hesitation or some restriction around it. And when we dive into it, it's baseless. Like there's no actual reason for it. There's just some sort of intrinsic belief or bias that somehow it'll be better if I hire somebody. Higher level position,
is that why?
Yeah, like they're smarter or they're more experienced.
Yeah.
Versus you and I know in reality, for bang for buck, you can get way more experience.
100%.
The most intelligent, hardworking people you've ever freaking met.
Loyal.
100%. And for like the relative cost of the role, it is only helping the business and it's only helping them. And so that's something that we break down with a lot of our clients. Some of them still prefer, like, I only want domestic hires or whatever. Perfect, that's fine. But it's something that we try and help our clients break their own beliefs around because they'll be better and the business will be better for it.
I find it very funny when it's like, I only hire Americans. I'm like, dude, that's so crazy.
That's also expensive.
That's expensive, but it's also like saying I only get my news from a newspaper. That's literally what it is. Because you just think so old school, where it's like, and you know what's fascinating, Jhana, is like what we're doing is actually still so new. That's what's crazy.
I know, it's wild.
And the other thing is like majority of my friends today, and majority of, I'm sure your friends, the people that you're around, a lot of the people, maybe not friends, but the social
network.
media, the people you're around, all work remote, all own businesses, so we feel like it's normal. And I was just talking to my roommates about this too, and it's like, dude, that's not normal. This is not a normal life. We're weird. I'm 28. This is not normal. Most people are getting out, like they've been out of college for a couple of years. They're $100,000 in debt. And then they're trying to figure out life. And then when they're hiring, their mindset's like, I gotta hire other people with college degrees, with with this experience. So like that was my actually next topic, because you and I, I'm actually curious to see how you have evolved on college, because if you remember. I'm a 2-time dropout.
That's right. And I'm that weird person that actually went to college.
You went to college, you graduated. Did you go to CU?
No, I went to Colorado College. Tiny little liberal arts school. I stand by my liberal arts education. I studied international political economy. I don't use that shit.
At all?
Like the technical, tactical knowledge, nothing. But I learned how to think.
Nice.
I learned how to speak. I learned how to build an argument. I learned how to write. I learned like the critical thinking skills that I honed in college. I use those every damn day, right? So I stand by it. It was an amazing fit for me. I thrived in the school system. Like I did really well there. If that's not you, if that's not how you learn, right? Like entrepreneurs are some of the most educated people I know, but it's all self-taught because the traditional school system didn't work for them. If that's you, gorgeous. Don't fucking go to college. Don't do it. But like, is college capital B bad? No, I don't think so.
Do you look for college when you hire people?
No. God, no.
Okay, so
no. Dude, I don't even look at resumes.
That's hilarious. I love that. So you stand by it. Do you like, if you have kids in the future, is that something you're going to push them towards, or is something like, hey, we're going to be like?
I think I'll probably let it be their choice. Yeah, if it's something that is going to help them become a greater version of themselves. I think certain chosen careers, that shit's important. Doctors, 100%, engineers, 100%, lawyers, right?
100%.
So it's up to them. If they want it, they can have it.
So I'll tell you what, I've changed my college stance.
Okay, tell me.
Only outside the US and North America. Because what I've noticed is education in North America, although there is the highest level of schools, Harvard, I'm not even gonna name all of them, but Harvard, Princeton, right? All those, yes, they're great. But I think the middle and the below, I think it's a waste of time and money unless you're studying to be a lawyer and educate. However, here, education is so important because it's how they learn English. Majority of people, not everybody. There are many people that learn it through watching TV and all that stuff. But most people, you talk to 10 people that are bilingual, 8 of them went to school and learned English that way.
Interesting.
So it made me realize, I'm like, oh shit, school actually in Latin America, maybe in Europe, is actually super duper important. Where here it's like, or I'm sorry, in the US it's kind of like, I don't know if you need it. I don't know if you need it,
I think it comes down to the individual, right? This goes back to like, that's like me saying everyone needs to grow their business to $1 million a month. Everyone needs to live in a van for 2.5 years. Everyone needs to, right? It's like, everyone doesn't need to do shit. Build your own definition of success. Know yourself well enough to know what's important to you and what you want to create. If you don't know that, take the time to figure it out. Because here's the cautionary tale, especially for entrepreneurs. It is so easy for us to assume that what we want is what somebody else wants. That I want an $100 million business because that's what Alex Hormozi has. Because I want a $1 million per month business because that's where Eddie Malouf got, right? Like we look up to these people, we respect them greatly, but their goals are not our goals. Those have nothing to do with each other. I respect the hell out of Layla Hormozi as an incredible co-CEO, COO. I learned so much from her, right? Honestly. But I don't want her life. That's okay, right? And I make very different choices than she does, and my life looks radically different.
Completely different.
So it's as an entrepreneur, like we get out of the rat race only to fall into the rat race. LLC. Only to fall into the entrepreneur rat race, which is you hustle and grind on a business that you actually secretly hate, you scale it all the way up, and then you burn it fucking down. Or you exit early, or you get the hell out of it because it's not actually what you wanted. That to me is so sad.
I mean, it's better than working an office job and hating your life, but it's not why you got into entrepreneurship
at all. The whole point of
Yes.
entrepreneurship is that you're like, you determine your own destiny and limitless thinking and anything's possible.
Yes.
So why are you limiting yourself to somebody else's dreams?
I love it. So this has been a great conversation. We're winding down. We'll finish up soon. But partnerships. Because
we've seen it all.
This has been on my mind. You kind of brought up we brought up some titans in the game.
Okay.
We brought up titans in the game, and I'm sure you deal with a lot of partnerships.
I do.
And I'm so grateful for my partner today, Esteban, because he is my Joel Kaplan to a certain degree. To a certain degree, right? And when I say that to him, there's parts of it where he's like, yes, and there's parts of it like, we're nothing alike. We're nothing alike. And I'm like DeMarcus in a sense in that, relationship in a sense. But again, we're all people, we learn from different people.
Sure.
But I'm so grateful for Esteban, like the relationship that we have, because he genuinely makes me better. I know I make it better, but I feel like I got so lucky because he wanted to partner up with someone that he was ahead of, which is very lucky. We didn't start on the same point at all.
Yeah.
He was already a 7-figure agency owner. I was doing 20K a month when we partnered up. When you get on a call with partnerships, this is my question. When you get on a call with them, obviously it's so important for them to be aligned, but how important is it for you to align them? Like, do you get on calls and you have to all right guys, you clearly are not, what is going on here? One person wants this, one person wants that, and if one person wants $1 billion, which we've been around, right? Someone wants $1 billion and someone wants $1 million. That's a humongous,
huge difference.
That's 1,000x difference.
It's a problem,
right? Is your job then to align them? Is your job to all right, we gotta come in the middle? What happens?
I think of my job as holding up the mirror. But remember that one of the 6 core pillars we look at is strategy. This is what we look at, right? Is the leadership aligned around where the business is going? Does the CEO even know where the business is going? And if there's 2 partners, do they want the same thing? And we interview them together, and then we interview them separately. And we ask them, what do you want as a human being? What do you want as an individual? And then we compare notes. And if we're like, yeah, that is not the same business. No. I see my job as being the mirror. I hold up the mirror with all the love and all the firmness in the world that says, guys, you're not on the same page. And that's why your business is stalling out. Because one of you is trying to take it in this direction, one of you is trying to take it in this direction. It's like a boat being rowed in opposite directions. It's not going to go anywhere, right? Yeah. And so our job is to diagnose bottlenecks. That's a freaking bottleneck, right?
Huge.
And so we're holding up the mirror. We're pointing this out to them. We're facilitating conversations so that they can come together and they can figure that out.
Yeah.
We have facilitated partner splitting up. We have facilitated people stepping out into a board of advisors role, but maintaining their equity.
Buying out.
We've facilitated partners demoting each other into different roles because they're not the right fit for the role that they're in, right? It's not about if you're here and you're here, you got to come to the middle. It's about if you're here and you're here, you got to figure out a game plan for both of you to get what you want in a way that honors the needs of the business while also honoring the needs of you individuals.
Yeah.
Whatever that looks like, we're here to help you facilitate a creative solution.
Do you find it that most of the time it's due to where they want to take the business to monetary wise? Because obviously it's really important to be opposite, because I feel like Esteban's a lot more systemized than I am.
Sure.
But I feel like I'm way better at relationships.
Skill sets.
Yeah, where we complement. We are very alike as well too.
Yeah.
We both brand, we both do personal branding and all that stuff. But he's definitely more systems.
Sure.
I'm definitely, if we were to start from scratch, he'd be back end, I'd be front end, right?
Sure.
Do you find that most of the time the differences come where they ultimately want to take the business to, and it's just such a huge gap?
Yeah, it's a misalignment in vision. It's a misalignment in again, the business vision and then the personal vision. We saw this play out firsthand, right?
Yeah.
One business owner will work 80-hour weeks, will stay up late, will do anything for the business. The other business owner wants a lifestyle business. The resentment that grew there is unsustainable, right?
Yeah.
So for example, I partnered up on a JV. We have a shared product with Cameron Harold. And when Cameron Harold's the former COO of 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Okay, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Good step.
So he and I partnered up to launch a community called the OpSpot for operators.
Yeah.
And before he came to me, he's like, hey, you want to do this? I was like, I'm flying out to Sedona. We're spending a weekend together. I want to get to know you, and I want to get to know what you believe this business is going to become and what you want it to become. And this makes perfect fucking sense from a strategic perspective. But if we're not aligned on that, I will not go into business with you.
That.
And most business partners only focus on the upside. That was the other thing we talked about, right? What happens if we don't like this? What happens if it doesn't work? What happens if we split? What happens if you want to exit and I don't? We talked through all of those scenarios because as a partner, you're so excited. You love this person. You see the upside.
Optimistic.
And the upside is huge, right? But the downside is real. And if you aren't aligned on that, or if you don't have a way of navigating those situations well, and the downside being that you guys get off of the same page and you don't want the same things, you have to be able to navigate those situations. Because we've also seen partnerships that weren't able to work something out, and the business literally did not survive it.
Yeah,
that's just the reality.
It's like a marriage. It's literally a marriage, and then you have your kids are the team members. Because they're the ones that ultimately suffer.
And you can like fuck up your family.
And then like literally. Yes. So that's interesting. I feel like what Estima and I did, we didn't meet each other at first, but we dated for the first 3 months. And what I'm so grateful for him is because he hasn't even taken a penny out of Hermolatinos in 2 years. Because he doesn't need the money. He's like, I mean, I'm sure one day he will.
Sure.
But he's like, we're investing everything back into the business, back into you, back into coaching, this and this. So it's been like, it's been a very like, whoa, like learning experience. And I feel like the last few months, like, really, I feel like last year I don't want to say I took a year off because that's not true. I took a year of like hiatus.
Sure. Okay.
I traveled a lot. I didn't work much weekends. It was like a fun year for me, which was fun. It was great. But because my ops are not nearly as set as they should be, and I don't have an operational manager.
We're going to go to dinner. We're going to talk about how to do both.
Yes. My business only grew 20%, which is still good.
Yeah.
But it should be growing way more as a small business. Like you don't want marginal growth when you're a small business. That's crazy to me. So this year I'm like, all right, I'm working every freaking day, Monday to Sunday. I love it. So the thing is, I do enjoy working. But we'll talk about in business like a little bit more about me. But I'm sure like what I'm going through, a majority of people on my like around what I'm doing, and even ahead of me. Are going through, right?
100%.
So we skipped over one thing that I want to go over because this is cool. I'm sure you've talked about this before, but from my perspective, I think it was so funny and so weird and so cool, and I have so many different descriptions. But you lived in a van for 2.5 years.
I lived in a van for 2.5 years.
And I vividly remember when I thought you guys got kidnapped in Mexico. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Okay, wait. Which part?
You guys just entered Mexico, and someone hit you guys.
We were on the meeting.
You were on the meeting, and someone hit you in the back.
Yes, I do. We got rear-ended.
You got rear-ended, and then the internet shut off for 2 hours, and me and Joel are like, "That is it." I had to start. I thought about going to Indeed. I was like, "Yo, is this going over? Like, I have to like start looking for a new job. Like, what is about to happen?" And then Tuna was like, "Yeah, guys, we just got a car wreck. This guy like hit us, and like everything's good." I'm like, you just disappeared us for 3 hours. You entered Mexico.
Oh my God. Dude, I have so much gratitude for that team that just like put up with that bullshit.
Yes, it was crazy.
There were so many times where we thought we would have service, we don't have service.
I mean, a lot.
Like most of the time.
It was definitely
before Starlink. It was before Starlink. That was the mistake.
It was before Starlink. It was before internet was nearly as good as today. It's gotten better.
We once spent $500 on a T-Mobile hotspot for a month. Like,
literally.
It was just ridiculous.
Literally.
Yeah, it was not good.
So obviously, it was just like a different world that you guys were going through. What, like if someone, I don't know if someone's going to do 2 years, but I'm sure there's a lot of people that want to do like the 30 days.
Sure.
What are some things that you learned in that adventure where that as an entrepreneur, they don't think about doing that?
Oh man. I am so grateful for that chapter of my life. It taught me so many things, obviously. But many of those are applicable to business. It taught me a style of communication that's now one of my core values and that I use with my team every single day. Because when you're in a van in South America, you better be fucking good at conflict resolution. Otherwise, you are not going to survive that situation, right? It taught me like everything that we've covered about travel and people and the world being vast. It also taught me like what I didn't want, you know, it was very lonely. It was very isolating. I've spent the last 2 years in a home with roots and community, and that's been beautiful. And I've learned how valuable that is, right? So there's a lot that I pull out of that experience, both personal and professional. But if somebody wants to try it, I would say date before you get married, right? Don't buy the however many tens of thousands of dollars it's going to be to get the thing and convert it and do the whole thing. Rent an RV for a month. See how you like it, right? I think there's so many things that I am grateful for from that chapter, and I wouldn't do it again. I wouldn't. If you're an entrepreneur, the hardest part about it is its energy management, right? We have finite amount of energy in the day, and if you're in a van, we had to spend that energy on where are we going to sleep tonight? Where are we going to get clean water? Where are we going to get good food? Where are we going to find Wi-Fi for our meetings and then fail and then be stressed about it, right? All of our energy was being taken up by taking care of our basic human needs. Like Maslow's pyramid, we were on the very first rung, right? So we didn't have energy to pour into the business, to be creative, to push it forward as aggressively as we could have. So, you know, in me starting my own business, I'm very grateful to have a home where I don't have to worry about those things because it allows me to take all of that energy and just pour it straight into the business. So I would think about that if you're an entrepreneur. Like, do you have the bandwidth and the energy to spare on meeting your basic human needs? Because otherwise it may not be the right time.
Oh, it's a game over.
Yep.
All right, so last couple questions.
Yep.
I want if someone was asking you, what is your elevator pitch? Why should someone, as an agency owner, coach, consultant, whatever it is, partner up with Spyglass, and what is it that you guys do? But in an elevator pitch, what would you say?
We help digital entrepreneurs scale their businesses, scale themselves out of the day-to-day weeds of those businesses so that they can scale faster, they can scale with less friction, they can achieve the life that they actually set out to build for themselves, and they can actually get all of that by not being the person to do their own operations. We find your second in command, we work with that person to create the overhaul within your business so that you can do what you do best while still getting all of the ops that you very much need.
I love that.
There it is.
I love that. So, last question.
Yes.
What does Jhana of February 12th, 2024 tell Jhana of January 1st, 2019?
Interesting. I've gotten this question a few times, so I have an answer to this. I would tell her that she only needs to truly master one skill set, and that is the ability to learn. There have been so many moments in my career and our growth curves, you too, I'm sure, where we have stepped into things that are way out of our depth, way above us. We were not prepared for it at all, right? What is the one thing that allowed us to get through that? What is the one thing that allowed us to not be crippled by imposter syndrome or just absolutely shut down? For me, it was my ability to learn. I might have no confidence in my ability to figure out, to be in this situation and know what the fuck I'm doing. But I do have my confidence in my ability to learn quickly. I believe I will figure it out quickly. I believe I will get there. So bring it on. I can step into any unknown, and I know that I will learn my way through it.
Okay, I love that. I hate that you've gotten this question asked many times. So I'm as you're saying this, I'm like, this is great. Shit. I'm like, all right. So I want to finish up, and obviously we've, really been through hell and back to get to where we are today. It's pretty amazing, and it's what's crazy. And I always say this because I feel like that, but I feel like we're just getting started.
I know.
It feels like we're finally we got our core team, our core values, the people that we need in order to really take this thing next level. What does the future for you look like? What does the next 3 to 5 years look like for Jhana Li?
Yeah, my focus is I want to be the ops bitch.
The ops bitch.
That's it.
That's a great name too.
I already have that handle on Instagram. Nothing's in the account, but I got it. Theopsbitch.com. It'll just redirect to my website.
I love that.
No, it's really true. I think that operations, there's not one person that you can point to that says they've set the gold standard for what operations is. They know what it's all about. They can help you out. I want Spyglass Ops to be that. And if that means me being the voice box and creating a bunch of content about it, fine, I will do that. But really it's about Spyglass Ops and turning the Spyglass method into the #1 best operational methodology for startups and helping them become scale-ups.
I love that. That is amazing. So where do you see your life 3 to 5 years from now? Obviously the business is growing. What does life look like for Jhana?
Dude, if you'd asked me that question 5 years ago, I'd have been like, oh, I have no freaking idea. I want to travel, I guess. If you ask me that question today, same fucking answer. No idea. Wow. I want to travel, I guess. Here's the thing is I don't direct my life and build my life towards a specific picture of my environment. I want this house with this car and this family and these things. I build my life towards a version of myself that I want to become. And so there's a version of myself that I'm chasing. I understand her crystal clear. But I'm going to take the life path that allows me to work towards and become her in the most direct way possible. It's going to include a lot of fun. It's going to include a lot of travel. It's going to include a lot of adventure. It's going to include a lot of love and people who love me. Beyond that, I couldn't care.
I think you and I both resonate with what Hermosi says, which is what would your 85-year-old version tell you the most? What's that conversation like? And I think you maximize life so much, you inspire so many people, and it's cool to see because sometimes even me, we forget the impact that we have.
Yeah, it's true.
Because it's we're on a day-to-day and we're living
it's just life.
It's just life, right? But we get to impact people on a crazy level, and you've done it so many times, and I'm so grateful for you. And also, so many of my clients and friends have spoken so highly of you, which is there's nothing better when you hear other person that started a business and it's succeeding. Not, absolutely. Oh my gosh, she's making so much money. She's dude, she's actually bringing people value and results, and I think that's what it's all about.
So will that be Visa, Amex? I listen to this guy. I learn.
She got good. Old Jhana would be like, I don't know.
Doing this? I could just give it to you for free.
Sure,
I don't know.
Yeah, be free.
Nah, dude, pay me, bitch.
Anyways, guys, I appreciate you so much for watching. Subscribe to YouTube channel. Follow Jhana Li. Jhana, where can people find you on socials?
Best place, guys, is probably Instagram. I'm also on Facebook, or if you want the long form stuff and where I really dive deep into operations and get the good value, that's on YouTube.
And she has her YouTube channel, which she just talked about, but she's launching her YouTube channel, right?
Yep.
Which is awesome. So, Jhana, I appreciate you.
Thanks,
grateful for you, and this was fun.
Appreciate you.
Boom.